after the show earlier today, Jodi was asking me a favor for Mother's Day for her mom.
You already had your plans for that one, didn't you?
Right. Yeah, see, I mean, she's a grandmother to me, so this isn't her day. No, I'm just kidding.
She's my mother. She's your mother-in-law.
No, I'm just teasing. You asked me to help you hang some pictures that she's been wanting hung in her house.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. Actually,
it should be kind of easy, and you're good at it.
I don't mind doing that now.
I'm not.
That's why I bring it up. Is I like hanging pictures, as silly as that sounds. Now, I don't know that I would want to do it all day, every day, but it's because I finally got better at it. I used to try to eyeball it. I was one of those guys that I would stand back, look at the spot on the wall.
No way.
And say, okay, that's where the picture goes, and walk all the way up, put a little dot, hang the picture, and I was done. Sometimes it worked. Sometimes it didn't.
Right.
But now, I'll measure and I'll divide the distance up, and then I usually get Jodi to spot check me, and I use a level. I use those picture hangers with the hooks where the nail kind of goes in at an angle. If it's one of those where I've got to put the anchors in the wall, I know how to do that too.
Yeah.
I finally learned all those things because I was, it was always the put the nail on the wall, it would sink through the sheetrock, then it was flush, it would never, just lame,
Yeah.
So, but now I do it right. And pictures that we put in place stay, they don't move. I put the little cushion thingies behind them on the bottom so that they stick out like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And they don't move.
They don't move.
They don't scratch the wall.
You are good at it. I'm sold.
It's weird. I don't know why I become. Why did I choose to become good at that? But I don't know. I like
You're
that.
good at a lot of things, but experience is the great teacher. You can do it your own way and fail, or you can do it. Take a little time, learn something, and do it the way that really actually works.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I used to do the same thing when I'd hang pictures early on. And then it's like, man, I wish they had something to keep it from scratching the wall. Oh, they do it, the little rubber feet.
They do.
Oh.
There's also, some math involved. Do a little bit of measuring, and you won't have to redo this and redo this.
Yeah.
So, and look, we're talking 3 or 4 pictures, I think. Don't quote me on that. And
you can be in and out of there, Murphy.
Right. We really can. I think that would be lovely for us to do. I would have already done it for her if I trusted my picture hanging ability, but I just don't.
See, I'm good at picture hanging. What I'm not good at, I cannot hang bath towel rods.
Why?
I don't know why.
Is it the leveling or the height?
No, I can get them level, but that's where the wall anchors don't work for me. I can hang a 50-pound picture, but I cannot get
those towel hooks.
Yeah, a towel rack. Is it what it is? Is that what I? That's that's what I'm talking about. No, hooks, not a problem. I'm talking about the ones where you have the anchor on either side, and then the little bar has to go in between it, and you have to size it just right. Never can get those right.
Well, then you see, you don't give up yet. Like, keep trying it.
With me, with bathrooms, with all the action from the kids, pulling the towels off, that starts to loosen it up, and then you got to go back in. And
yeah.
But I don't know how to fix that. See, what happens, I put it together, give it about 30 days, Jodi's going to be sound asleep. That's when I pull a towel off the rack, the metal rod falls out, hits the ground, and wakes everybody up.
Yeah.
How out of control has your toolbox gotten over the years, Murphy?
You mean like, what do I keep adding to it?
Yeah.
I guess I've added a bunch of things that I've only used once and won't ever use again.
Yeah. When I first got married, it was basically, the first time, it was basically screwdrivers and hammer, and then it's like, ooh, a square. I could use a square. I don't know what I'd use this for. Or I could use the laser leveler. I don't know what I'd buy the stuff, use it. Well, I have a stud finder that I think I've used one time.
Oh, really?
Just like yours, Murphy. It keeps coming back to me.
That's right. But I use the stud finder a lot anytime because I'm hoping that when I hang a picture the first time, I can actually go straight into the wood. But and I'm trying to think of different things. There are little pipe wrenches and things that I bought that I will never use again. There's a little thing that goes in the bottom of the tub drain that will help you unscrew. That if you have to ever replace the flange and the drain in a bathtub, it'll help you unscrew that. But I don't know if that's older tubs or if newer tubs do that. I mean, I do think, though, that I'm kind of over most do-it-yourself stuff.
Yeah.
Some I will try. Some, if I think I'm going to break it, I call a professional.
So you spend your life adding to your toolbox is what you're saying, and then you get to the point where you're like, meh,
I don't want to use
else
that.
Do it.
Yeah.
So should you borrow tools from other friends then instead of buying tools?
That's why I borrowed my dad's electric chainsaw.
Yes, that's right.
I wanted an electric chainsaw, almost bought one myself, realized I'll only use this thing once. And so when I borrowed his, it's what I needed. And you and I cleaned up a bunch of, I cleaned up a bunch of stuff.
I didn't do it.
Around the back side of the house,
You
remember?
sure did.
You ever decide you need an electric chainsaw, let me know, because I bought one. I actually did buy one that I used once, and that was it.
Oh,
It's got the pole attached to it and everything.
Sure, okay.
Is that safe with the pole on it?
As far as I know, it's heavy, but...
Yeah, I mean, if you have to like reach way over with a spinning
you got to watch
chain.
how far you're reaching because it is so heavy. You don't want to drop it on anything.
You guys are not the only ones who do this. I'm saying men with tools. I don't buy more makeup than necessary, but the other day I was looking for something like a bronzer, and I knew that our 14-year-old Phoebe has makeup, and she even told me, hey, Mom, if you ever need anything, go into our bathroom, and here's where it is. So I was by myself in the house, and I needed to go somewhere, and I needed some color on my cheeks. And I went in there, and I could not believe how much stuff she has. I didn't realize she keeps everything. Friends give her makeup. When she has money, she buys makeup. She had a whole makeup bag full of bronzers and blushes. She has a whole separate bag for just brushes. I mean, I have one brush.
Yeah.
She has a whole, she has...
And she's organized, too, isn't
she has a whole bag twice the size of my makeup bag just for lip colors.
I had no idea either. But we've just moved, and I was looking for toilet paper the other day, and I'm like, open this cabinet. Here's a whole thing of eyeshadow. I'm going to call these things by their wrong name. I'm like,
makeup.
okay, that's just her makeup drawer. I open up the other cabinet. There's another basket of makeup too.
Yeah.
She's got enough to. She could work on the Rockettes.
Yeah.
Did you ever find the toilet paper?
Finally, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I was going to have to resort to a makeup brush. But anyway.
Oh, gross.
Oh, just clean it and put it back.
You didn't.
And I imagine some of that stuff is like, you have to buy a whole palette because you really only want one of those colors.
That happens
and so
sometimes.
you just have an excess of everything.
It's true. But it's her hobby. She mostly uses her own money. Yeah. And a lot of it is like friends will give her stuff. Like, I tried this. It doesn't work for me. Here you go, Phoebe. And so she's a collector like her daddy. And so she's got tons of stuff, and she values it.
I have dialed
covets
that.
It.
Yeah, I've dialed back, but my favorite tool that I've purchased recently, I purchased online. And I think, Sam, I told you about this one. I don't know if you bought one. If you bought one of these also, yeah, I think you did. It's the little camera at the end of the cable, so that if you need to get into hard to reach places or can't see, it's got a light and you can stick it in there. It looks like a medical device, but it's probably not safe to stick in anything. But it is. It's cool. I mean, I've used that thing to find out, okay, is there an electrical wire back there I need to watch out for? Or did I really drop the nut behind the hole? That kind of thing.
Actually, I got all pumped up about it for about a day or so after you talked about it.
Yeah.
And luckily, I kind of went away because
you would have bought it.
Reason started coming in. It's like, okay, when are you going to use
and
this?
And
if you do need this, you can run to a store and buy one real quick.
Truth be told, to me, the obvious thing is, I don't know why you guys don't call each other, but if you ever need one, you should borrow Murphy's. Yeah, unless there's a rule against men borrowing other men's tools.
No,
as long as you give it back.
Yeah,
right.
That's a brotherhood thing. You absolutely should borrow. In fact, I think it's a bonding experience.
Exactly. You would be so excited if you had something that he needed, Murphy. You would love that. You'd be all pumped up. Sam's coming over to get my blah, 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 blah.
Well, you can borrow my Deptech table, whatever, cable cam, whatever it's called, anytime you want. It works with Bluetooth with your phone.
By the way, I did enlarge my toolbox recently.
Yes, Sam.
I got a new one so I could fit more tools in it. So I have a spare toolbox if anybody needs one.
Ooh. Any takers? Producer Chad, Producer Bailey?
I'm good on toolboxes right now.
Yeah, same. I have a toolbox and a tool bag. It's a growing problem.
It's a growing problem for you as well. Nice.
I was going to ask, do either of y'all have a nail gun or a staple gun?
Ooh.
I do have a staple gun.
I have a staple gun, but it's the manual kind.
Yeah, the nail gun is one that I've thought about, but that's one where I realized, wait, that's a big item, and I'm not right. Exactly. I'll use it once and then won't need it.
Have you ever used one?
No, I've seen people use them and they're cool.
Yeah, we had a wooden fence built one time, and the guys were kind of busy, and it was like they
started playing with their tools.
They got the framing up, and it's like, look, it's going to be a week before we get back, but we can leave the gun with you and all the boards. Man, that was fun.
Oh, you used it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was like
Well,
maybe
don't the-
too many nails.
And don't the nails come in like a strip? They're all together.
They
And
put
they're
it's almost like a gun because
Right.
it's like you load it up and then you go to town.
And what did you build?
A fence. Now, after I
good.
built
It's
the
important.
fence, I did notice the back fence had a little bit of a lean to
Uh-huh.
it. And when you notice that, it never goes away.
True, you always see it.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Sam.
Yeah. Who built your fence? Me.
You know, that's the thing. We're such consumers, but just because something is great and cool doesn't mean you have to own it. And that's something.
God, it has taken me a long. I mean, it has
It's
taken me
true.
a long time to do that. I'm finally with this move starting to purge some things that I don't need, and I
starting to
eventually
see
will.
it.
My mission is going to be once I do the electronics, then I'm also going to do like tools and things that I don't need. I mean, I think actually over the last couple of years, I've not become a total pack rat with tools. Got to keep a skill saw because you never know when you're going to need that.
You need a skill saw. You need a drill.
Right. But outside of those, I mean, they're just things that I don't need anymore. So I've stopped the expansion.
It's good. It's smarter, to be that way. Because what are you going to do?
Plus, tools
Leave
are
this
heavy,
world with
man.
a bunch of your stuff? You're not.
When you try to pick up and move that stuff, I've got like one of the Craftsman chests that has the
shelves?
drawers. Yeah, the little the pull-out drawers with the top.
Well, aren't we fancy?
Yeah, I mean, it was $100 at Lowe's. I mean, it was one of those. Lowe's sells Craftsman now.
Yeah, they do.
And
So-
there was one time recently where that sucker wouldn't close. You had to organize it. Like, we couldn't get it closed. There was so much stuff coming out of it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that.
So is the plan to show up to Jodi's mom's house and say, "We're here to put some holes in your wall"?
I want to.
The good news
surprise
is
her.
what I'm offering her is to do the thing that I know I'm not going to screw up, which is hang pictures. Everything else, I'm not going to, like Sam, if I start to build things and you line things up, for whatever reason, you get slightly out of alignment on one thing and the next one you think is level with that, it just goes downhill from there.
Yeah.
Because once you mess an angle up, you start going in a total different direction. So pictures I can do, just don't ask me to do a row of pictures.
I won't. Well, she might, but I will tell you this. Let's just do the basics. But I will tell you this. It really actually means a lot to me. It's something she's wanted for at least 6 months. I know, because every time I go over there, I see that picture leaning against the wall, and she does want it hung, but she doesn't trust herself to do it. She doesn't, I think that it will mean a lot. So much so that I will have thought of this, asked you to do it, and you'll win Mother's Day. Oh, Murphy, you're so sweet.
Might get some more chicken. And
Yeah,
dumplings.
you'll win
I
Mother's Day.
will not take
I
credit
don't,
for
and
that.
I don't
No.
care. No, you'll do the work. You will. I don't care. I really want her to have this. I really do.
Ooh, do you have a tool belt, Murphy?
Yeah, I do. I've not used it as much as I should.
Never seen you wear it, Murphy.
At least not with a shirt on.
That's because I have a whole routine that goes with it.
Okay.
Get your $1 bills ready, Jodi.